Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your AEW, NXT, NWA Power, MLW, Ring of Honor results for the week of February 12th, 2020. Rocket City being the Elite episode, number 190, can be found in this link. Teddy Hart, a member of the legendary Hart Wrestling family, was arrested on Tuesday night in Richmond, Virginia. If you're not familiar with him, this 40-year-old was booked on 3 charges of possession of a Schedule III controlled substance, and possession with intent to sell and distribute. Possession of a Schedule III controlled substance is a Class 1 misdemeanor in Virginia, with a maximum penalty of up to 12 months in jail and or a fine of up to $2,500. Schedule III controlled substances can include anabolic steroids and ketamine. Hart has had a share of legal issues throughout the years. He was arrested in December of 2014 by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police on multiple sexual assault charges involving 2 women, which were dropped in June 2016. His most recently arrest on January 1st, 2017, after attempting to evade arrest after being pulled over for hazardous traffic violation in Arlington, Texas. Those charges were also eventually dropped. Hart recently worked for MLW, but was released in December of this past year, 2019. Hart scheduled to appear in court on April 23rd. Ring of Honor episode for number 439. This link has a 8-man tag team showdown. Indie star Chris Dickinson is set to make his MLW debut at the upcoming Intimidation Games 2020 event, which will serve as MLW Fusion tapings for BN Sports. A video of NXT star Matt Riddle versus Chris is here at this link if you want to know more from Chris Dickinson. Major League Wrestling issued a press release to announce that the Staten Island Roughneck will make his debut at their taping scheduled for Saturday, April 18th in Chicago. MLW press release hyped Dickinson up as a powerhouse who backs up his big talk. 32-year-old has appeared for several promotions since debuting professionally in 2002, including Evolve, CZW, Ring of Honor, Dragon Gate USA, and WSU, among others. MLW has also announced the following stars from the Intimidation Games tapings: World Heavyweight Champion Jacob Fatu and Contra Unit, World Tag Team Champions Ross and Marshall Von Erich, L.A. Park, Brian Pillman Jr., Zenshi, Mance Warner, Hijo De La Park, The Dynasty, Conan, Injustice, Savio Vega, Logan Creed, Alicia Atal, and others. You can visit MLW.com for more details on the show, including information and meet and greets. NWA's World Champion Thunder Rosa was involved in a hit-and-run accident on Wednesday, the previous week. Rosa took to Twitter to announce that she is selling some of her ring gear to raise money to fix her car that was damaged in the accident. She wrote, "Hey guys, yesterday I was involved in a hit-and-run accident, and to raise money to fix my car, I'm selling different gears. DM me or email me at thunderrosa22@gmail.com. I'll go ahead and post that email address for you to help her out as well. Thanks for your support." 33-year-old Thunder Rosa became the first ever Mexican-born wrestler to win the NWA World Women's title back at the NWA Hard Times pay-per-view on January 24th by defeating Allison Kay. Rosa is active on Twitter and seems to be okay coming out of the hit and run. AEW Dark episode this week can be seen at this link. Nyla Rose won the AEW Championship against Rio on AEW Dynamite. Rose hit a sit-down powerbomb on the champ to pick up the pinfall victory. Rio won the title back in October. At TD_Wrestling, at Nyla Rose Beast, flattens Riho with a spear. Hashtag AEW Dynamite, AEW on TNT. At this link. It's a long link. And also sets up powerbomb pin at AEW Wrestling. Hashtag and new AEW Women's World Champion at Nyla Rose Beast at this link. Headlock Talk. Hashtag AEW Austin kicking off with some AEW Dark tapings. Best Friends versus Hybrid 2. Tonight's AEW Dynamite is coming from the HEB Center in Austin, Texas. Before the show got started, Best Friends with Orange Cassidy defeated the Hybrid 2. This is your Dynamite for next week's episode. Being the week of February 19th. Dynamite starts off Kenny Omega and Hangman Page as champions versus SEU AEW Tag Team Championship match. Dark Order appeared on the big screen and says they await the Exalted One. But let the teams know the Dark Order is closer than they may be thinking. And we'll see them soon. Christopher Daniels was ringside for his team. He tells them he's going to go to the back to check it out. Omega and Kazarian start get things going. Two shake hands and they get going. Sky ends up cheek kicking Omega. Omega looks at him. What the heck? Omega ends up kicking Sky off the apron. He gets back up and Omega is tied up with Kazarian. Sky kicks him again. Page is then kicked off the apron. Double team moves on Omega. Page is knocked to the floor again. AEW Wrestling at the Adam Page and the Kenny Omega Man X, making sure the hashtag AEW, hashtag Tag Team Champ titles are retained. The champs with some good teamwork. Page looks for the buckshot lariat, but Page gets knocked off to the floor by Kazarian. Both Sky and Omega end up taking to the air to clear each other out on the floor. Back inside the ring, Omega with a drop kick to Sky's back. Fisherman Buster covers for a 2 count. Page drops Sky. Page goes to the top rope, but Kazarian shoves him to the barricade. Sky recovers, plants Omega, and tags Kazarian back in. Sky beats up Omega on the floor a bit, tosses him back in the ring. Kazarian with a body slam, springboard leg drop, covers for a 2 count. AEW Wrestling says that Frankie Kazarian, with his classic springboard leg drop, is absolutely beautiful. SEU in full control of the match at the moment. Omega looking to tag out, but Page is still down on the floor. Flash in the corner on Omega. He fights back. Tags in Page, who swings away on both opponents. Big kick to Kazarian. Another one to Sky in midair. Crowd has done multiple cowboy chants. Page with a standing moonsault. Covers for a 2 count. Assisted tornado DDT on Page for a 2 count. Sky with a cutter on Page. Kazarian hits one on Page. Stereo Dragon through sleepers. Omega throws himself to the side and breaks up both holds. Omega with blind tag. Big trigger to Kazarian. Snapdragon suplex on Sky. Page goes for the buckshot lariat. Nope. Hits a power bomb. Omega with a big knee strike to the back of the head. Suicide dive on Sky on the floor by Page. V trigger buckshot lariat and get the 3 count. Hangman Page and Omega by pinfall. At AEW Wrestling, next week, all hell will break loose in the tag team battle royal in Atlanta. Page grabs a beer and heads out to the crowd. Back in the ring, Sky and Kazarian look disappointed with the results. From the back come the Dark Order, Evil Uno, Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and Grayson. Best Friends run out to the ring to even up the odds. Now comes the Butcher and Blade, TH2, and the Young Bucks. Everyone starts bawling as a preview to next week's Tag Team Battle Royal. Winner will face Omega and Page for their titles at Revolution on February 29th, leap year. Teams get sent out of the ring with the Young Bucks standing tall to end the segment. Jim Ross spoke to Wes Santana before tonight's show. He asked Santana what he meant when he said he showed Jon Moxley what it's like to live in darkness. Santana said about 10 years ago he was living in a terrible apartment. broke, no job, no direction, and was at his lowest point. Santana said he called his dad and explained to him the same thing. He talked about his father, who passed last month, and mentioned that his dad couldn't see. Started losing his sight at 14, was basically blind at 25. Santana says that what he has to live with, and he wants to show Moxley that same kind of darkness. At AEW Wrestling, hey, at Sammy Guevara, you busy at hashtag AEW Revolution? At Darby Allin. Darby Allin video. He holds up pieces of the cardboard in front of the video camera, saying it was a mistake to slash his throat with his own skateboard, and he will find the inner circle. In the meantime, he challenges Sammy Guevara to a match at Revolution. Afterwards, Jim Ross says All In has no official return date due to his throat injury. Sammy Guevara with Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes. Guevara immediately goes out to the floor, devises a plan with Hager, but the distraction doesn't work as Guevara gets destroyed by Rhodes. Covers for a 2 count. Guevara rolls out to the ring and thinks about heading to the back. Rhodes leaps off the steps and takes out Guevara. Then gets in Hager's face. Guevara attempts the same attack off the steps, and Rhodes clocks him in midair. At AEW on TNT, Austin's own at Dustin Rhodes, here to represent. Hashtag Hook'em. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. At Texas Football. Back in the ring, Guevara with a springboard, but Rhodes catches him, flapjacks him. Rhodes with a few punches and clotheslines. Spinning power slam, covers for a 2 count. Rhodes heads to the second rope. Hager heads up towards Rhodes, and Guevara able to hit Rhodes from behind. He puts Rhodes on his shoulders, flips him over, and sends a knee to his face. Covers for a 2 count. Hager is not happy. Yelling at the referee, Guevara on top rope. Rhodes cuts his feet out from underneath him and heads up. Back body drops Guevara down to the mat. He runs back up but gets tossed back down to the mat. Rhodes nails the Canadian Destroyer off the second rope. Final reckoning, which is twisting suplex, hits and covers for the 3 count. Dustin Rhodes by pinfall. Not formerly known as Goldust. At AEW Wrestling, are you ever going to step into the ring, or are you going to keep collecting a paycheck? At Dustin Rhodes. Rhodes versus Hager at hashtag AEW Revolution. After the match, Rhodes tells Hager, or Jericho's B word, to turn around and heads up the ramp. Rhodes asks Hager if he's ever going to get in the ring, or just pick up a paycheck. Rhodes says he wants a rematch at Revolution. Hager headed to the ring, turn around, and head to the back. Last week, we've seen a recap of Britt Baker breaking Yuka Sakazaki's tooth after last week's match. At AEW Dynamite, a real Britt Baker is absolutely chill. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Tony Schiavone on the stage with Britt, and out comes Britt Baker, who gives him a hug. He asks how she could justify what she did last week. She calls it a stupid question and says, as a dentist, she would be doing her duty for the public because that tooth was in decay and it was coming out anyways. Baker continues that she did Yuka a favor and did it for free. Baker then rips on Tony a bit, mentioning a barista thing again. Tony asks Britt about Riho versus Nyla Rose. She says it'll be an awesome match, but both competitors are still number 2 compared to her. She tells the fans to shut their chubby Whataburger faces and get some big boos at Whataburger chants from the crowd, and she continues talking before heading to the back. Can't hear her as she's just running her mouth. Riho is the champion versus Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's World Championship. I already gave you the results of that. Riho immediately hits Rose with a drop kick and gets in mid-move before getting squashed in the corner. Rose charges, nobody home. Roll up for a 2 count. Rose runs over Riho, covers again. Riho bridges up and out of it. Rose swats her down, tries for a suplex. Riho gets out of it and throws forearms. Drop kicks Rose out to the floor. Hits her top rope, goes for a crossbody. Rose catches her in midair, backbreaker, jams her into the edge of the ring. Rose then pulls out of the table and sets it up on the floor. Riho out of nowhere runs the table and drop kicks Rose, and the two keep brawling as we go to commercial break. At TD_Wrestling, Here we go at Riho _ GTMV. Back in the ring, Riho with a drop kick. Rose tries for a chokeslam. Riho reverses into a crucifix bomb. Riho tries for a 619 block. Rose lifts her up. Riho slides under. Rose drops down. Nobody home. The champ with a low drop kick covers for a 2 count. Rose back up. Drapes Riho over the top rope. Hits the top and hits a big knee to the back of Rio's head. Weak cover for a 2 count. Rose can't believe it. Rio's hitting into the corner. Rose goes up top to the second rope. With Riho. Riho fights out of it. Rose bites Rio's face. Avalanche Death Valley Driver covers super close 3 count. Riho with 2 snapdragon suplexes. Running 3. Strikes again, misses. Running knee strikes, misses. She goes into the turnbuckle. Rose tries for the powerbomb. Riho slips out. Trips Rose up. Drop kick. Northern Light suplex for a 2 count. Riho with double foot stomps. Covers only 1 count for Rose. Riho goes up top. Double foot stomps again. Riho goes for the third one and nails it. Covers. Rose gets her foot on the bottom rope. Breaks the pin. Riho runs in and eats a spear. Rose with a sit-down powerbomb covers for the 3 count. New champion. At AEW Wrestling. #NEW at AEW World Champion at Nyla Rose Beast. Nyla Rose will by pinfall to win the AEW Women's World Championship. At AEW Wrestling, Real Jeff Cobb is All Elite. Welcome to #Raw. As backstage, Lexi talks with Chris Jericho. Jericho says Moxley proved that he's trash after stealing his 4GT car and then jabbing Santana in the eye with the key. Jericho says if Moxley can survive Santana, then Moxley will face Jeff Cobb. Quick video of Cobb was shown. Clips shown from last week when MJF flashed Cody. Brandy Rhodes joins commentary and talks about Cody having to face Wardlow on next week's Dynamite in a steel cage match. And she stays on as we get our next match. MJF versus Jungle Boy. Back and forth. Action early on. Jungle Boy getting some momentum first. Action spills out to the floor. MJF launches Jungle Boy into the barricade. Backstage, Arn Anderson is watching on. As we go to split screen break, MJF continues to beat up Jungle Boy and talk to the crowd. Jungle Boy gets some momentum and hits 2 suicide dives and a flip over the top rope on MJF. Commentary putting over MJF has never been pinned or submitted in an AEW ring. At TD _Wrestling, at boy_myth_legend, giving MJF all he can handle. #AEW Dynamite, AEW on TNT. Jungle Boy then plants MJF, covers for a 2 count. Looks to do dead left for MJF, but he's been selling back issues. MJF with a kick to the face, throws him down to the mat. Puts Jungle Boy on his back, bends him over his back. Jungle Boy escapes for the roll-up. 2 count. MJF eats a kick. Jungle Boy up top. MJF hits the rope, crushing his opponent. MJF then taunts Brandy at commentary. Jungle Boy with a running power bomb for a 2 count. Wardlow then shows up at ringside. He slips MJF's ring on his finger as the referee was talking to Jungle Boy. MJF punches him in the face, dishes the ring, hits Crossroads for the win. To talk Cody. That's his pinfall. That's his finisher. After the match, Wardlow beats up Jungle Boy some more with a twisting F5. Luchasaurus and Marcus Hunt run out to the ring. MJF and Wardlow head up the ramp to escape. PAC cuts a promo to Kenny Omega, says all of Omega's problems are because of him. We see clips of PAC working out. The two will meet in 2 weeks in a 30-minute Iron Man match. And PAC says, we'll see just how good Omega is. Next week will be Hangman Page and Kenny Omega defending AEW World Tag Team Championship against the Lucha Brothers. John Moxley versus Santana with Ortiz was up next before the match gets going. Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, and Sammy Guevara sit in their private box to watch the match. Both Moxley and Santana have eye patches as they immediately start fighting outside the ring. They ball out to the crowd and eventually make their way into the ring where the match can officially start. Moxley with chops to the chest, action spills out to the floor again. Santana near the ropes, Moxley charges in and runs right into them. Santana tries to jab Moxley's bad eye right into the edge of the steps. AEW Wrestling at Santana _ proud with that 12-6 elbow onto John Moxley in your main event of the evening. Moxley fights out of it and sends him back in the ring. Santana shoves him back out and hits a drop kick on Moxley. Ortiz laughs at Moxley as we go to a commercial break. Back in the ring, Moxley swinging away. Hits a double axe handle, then eats a kick. Moxley with a backside pin. Goes right into a Fujiwara armbar. Moxley with a release German suplex. Santana ends up sending Moxley face first into the turnbuckle. Snake eyes. Santana hits a cutter. Covers for cutter. Pin count for 2 count. AEW Wrestling, what a match. Ortiz tries to smack Moxley with a loaded sock. Referee sees him trying it. Santana ends up mistakenly hitting Ortiz off the apron. Moxley with a big clothesline that drops Santana. Moxley goes up to the top rope. Ortiz spits a drink in Moxley's face as the referee checks on Santana. Santana with a cannonball senton in the corner. Santana goes up top. Hits a frog splash. Covers for a 2 count, but Moxley and Santana blind each other completely near the end of the match. They feel around for a moment. Paradigm shift by Moxley covers for the 3 count. Moxley by pinfall. After the match, Inner Circle all get in the ring and beat up Moxley. Jericho whips him with the title and hits him with a Judas effect, knocking Moxley out. Jericho then calls to the back, and out comes Jeff Cobb. Commentary calling him Jericho's bounty hunter and mercenary. He gives tour of the island to Moxley in the middle of the ring and sounds over appalling Moxley as the show closes. At TD _ Wrestling, a tour of the islands and Real Job Cobb is here. At this link, you can see that in action. After Dynamite, dark matches, Chris Statlander defeated Diamante at this link. Also, Big Swole beat Christy James. In the final dark match of the night, Young Bucks defeated QT Marshall and Peter Avalon with Leva Bates. The action can be found on that link for a commercial, a picture. Also, the day before the show got going, Best Friends with Orange Cassidy defeated Hybrid 2. All these matches are scheduled to air on next Tuesday's AEW Dark, the episode on the 18th. NXT Tag Team Champion Bobby Fish recently spoke with the Times Union and said, while pro wrestling is predetermined, but to call the sport fake is an insult. It's not ballet. We're recreating a fight, Fish said. It can be messy and chaotic. We get hurt. Calling our sport fake is an insult. It's not fake, but it is predetermined. Our goal is to put on a show that pleases the fans. Fish also talked about his role in the Undisputed Era with NXT champion Adam Cole, Roger Strong, and tag team partner Kyle O'Reilly. We're undersized by wrestling standards, but we're the bad guys with a ton of attitude, Fish said. I'm always running my mouth. I'm told my nasally upstate accent cuts through the arena noise and I can be heard over everyone. Fish, who turns 44 years old in late October, recalled how he was almost done with pro wrestling in 2012. A friend had almost talked him into taking a job at a Target distribution center, which would have brought him a salary of $50,000 a year with good benefits. I was ready to take that Target job, Fish admitted. Fish then received a contract from Ring of Honor for $40,000 per year. He spent 5 years in Ring of Honor, then 2 more years in Japan, and he would end up with the WWE developmental system in 2017. Fish commented on having success in WWE at the age of 43. It was an unheard of something to me, Fish said. It kept me in wrestling. Everything has happened late for me in my career. I never would have believed someone if they said I've had the success I'm having now at 43. And I'll even comment on that myself. You're doing good, brother. But guess what? What do you think of me whenever I'm going to run my own company and I'm 51 years old right now? I made my pro wrestling debut 4 years ago in TEW. I had wrestled one dark match and 2 rumbles for my entire year. In training, I got sick in one episode, so I wasn't on the show for that one. 4 hours, not eating, I got sick. NWA Power Recap video can be found at this link. Starks defends his TV title against Cross. Skrull gives Aldis an answer on episode number 18. Recap from the 11th. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Indie Promotion has announced that their Kobe event for late March. The event will honor the late NBA legend and one of the faces of Los Angeles, Kobe Bryant. PWG Kobe takes place on Sunday, March 27th from the Globe Theater in Los Angeles, California. This will be PWG's first event of 2020. Tickets for the big event go on sale Thursday, February 20th. Kobe will see Bandito defend his PWG World title for the first time since winning it from Jeff Cobb in December. He will defend against Jonathan Gresham. Remember Jeff Cobb, the soldier from AEW. Following matches have been announced for PWG Kobe. PWG World title match, Jonathan Gresham versus Bandito. Championship match. PWG World Tag Team Champions, the Rascals, Desmond Xavier and Zachary Wentz, plus Trey Miguel, all from Impact Wrestling, versus Tony Deppen, Alex Zane, and Blake Christian. Jeff Cobb versus David Starr. Dragon Lee versus Flamita. Orange Cassidy, also of AEW, versus Mick Moretti. Brody King versus J.D. Drake versus K-Man Ugg versus Black Taurus. Aramis versus Ray Horace versus the Velocities of Paris Day Silva and Jude London. Evolve Wrestling has announced several matches for their upcoming show. Evolve 145 and 146. Evolve 145 will be on February 29th at the Laboom in La Queens. Matches announced are following. A.R. Parks and Leon Ruff versus Adrian Alanis and Liam Gray. Joey Gacy versus Kobe Carino, grudge match. Evolve 146 will be on March 1st at the Melrose Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts. Card announced so far as the following. J.D. Drake versus Kurt Stallion, first time ever match. Joe Gacy versus Anthony Gutierrez, grudge match. NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, North American Champion Keith Lee, and Tommaso Ciampa will also be available for meet and greets for both Evolve events, 145 and 146. The latest WWE NXT injury report video with Matt Camp featuring updates on NXT superstars from this week's episode. Following injuries were announced coming out of this week's NXT episode on the USA Network, which are usually part of storylines for the most part. Candice LeRae suffered a bloody nose during her loss to Dakota Kai. Doctors determined that her nose was not fractured. Candice's status is day to day until follow-up with medical staff for a final sign-off. Cameron Grimes suffered bumps and bruises during his loss to Johnny Gargano. Grimes may have suffered bruised ribs. His symptoms are being monitored, and his status is day to day for now. Chino Sampatelli is finally returning to work this weekend. New NXT on-air talent, Kat Marino, took to Twitter and announced that Chino will be returning Friday NXT live event in Tampa, Florida. Marino posted a video with a former NFL player and asked if he's decided to return in Tampa. Chino said he's got something to get off his chest for this Friday night. You know that? It's kind of ironic that Tampa is a place that changed my life 13 years ago, but I don't think excited is the word I would use. I'm going to say eager to get something off my chest. Let's go work, Chino said as he walked off. Chino's been out of action since May 2018 when it was announced that he suffered a torn pectoral muscle during a live event match with the Velveteen Dream. Chino was originally expected to be out of action for around 9 months. It was later reported in January 2019 that they believed he wouldn't be back anytime soon, as Chino was having post-surgery issues. His situation was described then as being similar to the situation that has kept Jason Jordan out of action with neck injury. There was also talk in January 2019 of trying Chino out as a TV announcer. Chino was signed with WWE in 2014, spent most of his NXT run with Riddick Moss, who is currently 24/7 champion on the main roster. They had split shortly before the injury. An edict issued by WWE officials may explain why there are so many minor injuries and some significant injuries on the WWE NXT brand. It was noted on the Wrestling Observer Live by Brian Alvarez that NXT talents have been told to lay it in on each other for some time now. No word on when the rule was passed out. It was noted that this was done before AEW really got off the ground, but brought the competition on Wednesday nights. It's often said by viewers that NXT matches appear more hard-hitting than what we see on Raw and SmackDown, and that some of the in-ring work is more aggressive. Some may chalk it up to the up-and-coming NXT superstars fighting for the spots, but it sounds like there's more to it, as the roster has been told to lay it in when they perform in the ring. And now for your NXT results. Computer issues slowing down. Alright, finally get it. Oh, live from the NXT Arena, Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida. Mauro Ronaldo welcomes us as Mauro hypes up the show and then sends us into the ring. Roger Strong makes his way out, and he's all serious tonight. Fans chant Velveteen Dream now. Strong addresses Dream's return last week as he wants to fight tonight. Strong goes on and says this is about he and Dream, about how he put Strong's wife and son on his gear. Strong says that was so disrespectful that he should have known it wouldn't take Dream long to cross the line, but it made it personal. Strong says he will hurt Dream and do something he will not regret. Strong demands an apology and the fans boo. Music interrupts, out comes Bronson Reed instead. Reed says they have a problem for what happened last week, and they're going to get it on. So we get Bronson Reed versus Roger Strong. Bronson rushes the ring, and here we go. Mauro joined in by Nigel McGuinness and the Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix. Roderick fights back as a ball around the ring. We get things going back and forth between the two. They go into the corner. Strong with a big chop and a move and more offense. Reed fights out with a headbutt. Reed continues to overpower Strong around the ring. Nails a big side slam. Reed fights Strong back in the corner with another headbutt. Strong fights back with strikes. Strong with more chops. Strong tries to mount Reed in the corner, but Reed drops him. Reed pulls Strong mouth against the ropes. As the referee warns him, fan chant for Reed as he continues to keep Strong down with a big clubbing shot. Strong gets whipped hard in the corner as he goes down. The fans cheer for Reed. Reed continues to focus on Strong's back now, keeping him grounded. Reed with another big whip into the turnbuckle. Strong goes down but kicks out at two. Reed grounds Strong with a body lock now. Strong tries to fight back, but Reed loves him again. Reed lifts Strong for a vertical suplex and holds him in midair for almost 30 seconds until a brainbuster for a big pop. We go to commercial with Reed in control. Back for the break. They're going at it. They trade shots in the middle of the ring. Reed continues to shut down Strong's comeback attempts. Reed with a corner closeout and a back splash in the corner for a 2 count. More back and forth. Strong sides out of a move, but Reed goes and hits a King Kong lariat for a 2 count. Reed catches Strong in a big power slam and then nails a senton. Reed drops his straps and goes to the top, but Strong jumps up with a forearm to the head. Strong climbs up and they trade shots. Reed sends Strong down, but he comes back with an enziguri. Strong climbs back up with a superplex and finally hits it at a holy crap chance break out for the crowd. Strong covers for a 2 count. Reed goes out to regroup, but Strong drop kicks him through the ropes. Strong drops his knee pad and looks to go back in to put Reed away, but the Velveteen Dream entrance looks to start up as the lights go low. Music didn't hit, but Dream's presence is definitely there. Strong is distracted at ringside. He turns around to Reed, hitting a big suicide dive on the floor. Reed brings Strong back in the ring and goes up to the top for the frog splash. Strong catches Reed on the way down with a big knee strike and covers for the pin. Roderick Strong wins the match. After the match, Dream appears on the big screen and Strong stands tall in the ring. He brings up Strong's wife, Marina Shafir, and shows us how he has Kami Marina on his tights. Dream goes on about how Strong took something from him. Strong may have lost the North American title already, but still has a family. Dream shows a photo of Strong's wife and son on the big screen. Dream wonders what would happen if something happened to Strong. Dream promises that if something did happen to Strong, someone somewhere would make sure Shafir had all of her dreams fulfilled. Dream shows how he has Strong's family painted on his tights again. Strong is furious as he storms out of the ring to the back. Another hype tonight's show again. Marvel leads us to a video of the Broserweights, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, with their 2020 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic trophy. Dunne says that they can't take the cup on a plane to take over Portland, and asks Riddle how they're going to get it there. Riddle is thrilled to take a road trip. Broke was he finished from their road trip in a Ford Mustang, but they end up pulled over by police. Riddle didn't know Dunne didn't have a driver's license. Dunne asks how they're going to get to Portland. Riddle says that the three of them, the three best buds, Riddle, Dunne, and the trophy, need to regroup and figure out how they will get there. To be continued, it says. Kathy Kelly backstage with Angel Garza, and he's confident about tonight's #1 contender match. Leo Rush interrupts and says he can't stop thinking about losing his NXT Cruiserweight title, and he's hungrier and better now. Whether Garza likes it or not, he's getting the title back. Rush walks off, and Garza mocks him. Next match, we got Candice LeRae versus Dakota Kai. Back to the ring. Out first comes Candice LeRae as Alicia Taylor does the introductions. Dakota Kai was out next. The bell rings and Kai goes right to work, but it backfires as LeRae hits the lung blower. More back and forth early on. LeRae sends Kai to the floor and then nails the suicide dive. Kai looks to come back, but LeRae sends her back down to the floor. LeRae runs the ropes and flies out with a crossbody. Fans chant one more time, and LeRae delivers for a pop. LeRae goes back in and runs the ropes for another drive, and she nails it. Fans pop for her again. LeRae brings it back in the ring and goes up top again. LeRae nails a missed drop kick for a close 2 count this time. Kai kicks LeRae back to the mat. Kai with a palm to the eye to turn it back around. Kai with a knee to the nose. Kai puts a boot to LeRae in the corner. Now as the referee warns her, Kai continues to dominate LeRae while she's down. They end up tangling on the top now. Kai kicks LeRae down and works her over on the apron as the referee warns her again. Kai with a 2 count. LeRae is bleeding from her nose now as Kai works her over on the apron. Kai keeps control and yanks LeRae into the top of the ring post. Shoulder first, LeRae falls to the floor and clutches her shoulder as we go back to a commercial. Back for the break. LeRae mounts offense. LeRae with a diving, swinging neck breaker. More back and forth now. LeRae with a big Jimmer suplex in the middle of the ring. LeRae applies copies her husband, Johnny Gargano on escape. Submission in the middle of the ring. Fans pop as Kai screams out. Crawling for the ropes. LeRae pulls her back in, away from the ropes. But Kai pulls LeRae over, out of nowhere, rolling her up out of nowhere for the pin. And a win. After the match, music hits and Kai goes to the floor to celebrate and exit. LeRae is shocked. LeRae follows Kai around the ring, but Kai sends her face first into the ring post. Kai then grabs the timekeeper's belt and drives it into LeRae, setting her down. Tegan Knox suddenly attacks out of nowhere, dropping Kai with and mounting her with strikes. Security and officials run down to break that fight up. Knox runs up the ramp and tackles Kai on the stage as they pull them apart again. And not to show his footage, Johnny Gargano and Cameron Grimes arguing backstage at Sunday's NXT Live event from Riverside, California. NXT General Manager William Regal has made that match for tonight back in commercial. Johnny Gargano versus Cameron Grimes. Back with Ray, out comes Johnny to a pop for his in-ring return. It's Full Sail. Cameron Grimes is out next. Bell rings and they go back and forth to start. Fans are hot to start the match. Dueling chants going. They end up on the mat with a few minutes of mat wrestling. Gargano with an offense while keeping Grimes grounded on the mat. Gargano goes for the Gargano escape now. Gargano keeps the submission going while Grimes looks for the ropes. They keep up and Grimes drops Gargano with a big knee to the gut. Grimes keeps Gargano grounded by his arm now. Gargano comes back with a big kick and a hurricanrana. Grimes ends up on the outside. Gargano with a big boot from the apron. Gargano runs the apron and hits a big running cannonball to the floor for a big pop. Fan chant Johnny Racing. Gargano chops Grimes against the barrier. Now it's a fan cheer him on. Gargano with more big chops as fans woo along with him, doing a flare chant. Gargano brings him back in the ring, but Grimes rocks him on the apron. Gargano tries to fly in with a springboard DDT, but Grimes blocks it. Grimes keeps the comeback going and levels Gargano with a big lariat. We go to the commercial with Grimes in control. Back for the break. They're still going at it. Grimes with whips Gargano hard into the corner. Catches him with a big jumper suplex. Gargano kicks out too and lands a big counter. Gargano lands a counter. More back and forth. As they trade shots, Gargano slams Grimes and kicks him in the head. Gargano charges and turns Grimes inside out with a clothesline. Fans pop as Grimes goes to the floor for a breather. They bring it back in the ring, and Gargano nails a slingshot spear from the apron for a close 2 count. They trade more submissions and counters. Grimes drives Gargano down with a tilt-the-world slam for another close pin attempt. They trade big strikes again in the middle of the ring. They run the ropes several times and collide in midair with crossbody attempts. Grimes covers for the pin attempt, but he can't get it. Fan chant NXT now as we get a replay. Fan chant for Gargano as Grimes pounds on him. Gargano dodges the move and it hits a super kick. Grimes comes back with a super kick on his own. They tangle again until Gargano spikes Grimes with a big DDT. Gargano looks to put Grimes away, but Grimes counters with a big kick to the head. More back and forth until Gargano counters and drops Grimes into the Gargano escape, and Grimes quickly taps out. After a commercial break, Gargano's music hits as we go to the replays. Gargano speaks to the camera and has a few words for Finn Balor, hoping he was watching ahead of their TakeOver Portland match on Sunday. Kelly Kelly backstage with NXT champion Adam Cole. Roger Strong is out there pacing around because he's upset. Cole says he will teach a lesson to Kushida tonight, and then teach one to Tommaso Ciampa at TakeOver. Cole goes on and says his life is the NXT title. He talks more about being champion and Ciampa, then dismisses Kathy. We got another segment with footage of Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne on a boat with their Dusty Classic trophy. Riddle says they need to figure out how to get this thing to Portland. Dunne is a bit frustrated or maybe just disappointed. Riddle has an idea. Light bulb, bro. To be continued, it says, back commercial. Back for the break, we see Robert Stone in a meeting room somewhere. He addresses Kaden Carter and her recent win over Chelsea Green, saying she won't be so lucky again. Green goes on and says there will be a rematch next week, but not just a rematch. There will be a relaunch of the Robert Stone brand. Green appears and says, not just that, we also see the resurgence of NXT's best superstar next week. Nigel McGuinness confirms Roger Strong versus Velveteen Dream for next Wednesday. Number 1 contenders match, Leo Rush versus Angel Garza. We go to the ring. Out first comes Leo Rush. Winner of this match will earn a future title shot from NXT Cruiserweight Champion Jordan Devlin. Angel Garza without next. Morrow talks about how Garza has been helping Zelina Vega on Raw as of late. The bell rings and Garza loses the pants early on. They go at it back and forth early on. Garza blocks an early come up. Garza drops Rush with a big drop kick after they run the ropes on each other. More back and forth for a few minutes. Garza with more offense and Rush keeps trying. They end up on the floor as Garza dominates. Garza scoots Rush and rams him into the ring apron and the steps. Garza with a big kick to the back. Garza returns to the ring and leaves Rush out on the floor as we go back to commercial. Back for the break, Rush nails a big suicide dive on Rush on the floor. Rush barely connects with a corkscrew senton from the apron to the floor. Rush brings it back in, and they tangle, but Garza kicks out of two. More back and forth, but Rush gets the upper hand again. Rush goes for the come up, but it's blocked again. With a big drop kick to the back, Garza keeps the shoulder with a double underhook to drive Rush face first into the mat. They end up on the top. Rush unloads with headbutts. Rush goes on and hits a big super crusher to the mat. Garza lands hard but rolls to the floor to avoid the pin. Fan chant Leo as he goes up top and does a huge final hour frog splash on the floor. Rush hits it, but Garza may have got some in the way. Fan chant NXT as Rush brings it back in the ring. Rush goes for the final hour again, but Garza gets his knees up. Rush kicks out at two. Garza comes right back with a big super kick. They tackle for just a second middle of the ring. Garza goes for the wing clipper, but Rush rolls him up out of nowhere for the pin and the win. Winner and new number one contender Leo Rush. After the match, Rush celebrates as his music hits, and we go to replays. Rush hits to the stage to pose, but the music hits, and out comes NXT Cruiserweight Champion Jordan Devlin. Devlin congratulates Rush and reveals that their title match will happen next Wednesday. They face off, and Devlin says Rush will just become the next stop on the Jordan Devlin Cruiserweight title tour. Announced NXT North American Champion Keith Lee for WWE Backstage on FX1 next week. Best leads us to a video package on the TakeOver Portland title match between Dominic Dijakovic and Lee. The video is narrated by Hall of Famer Mark Henry, who previews the match and praises both men. Back for the break, announcers go over the TakeOver card for Sunday in Portland. Bianca Belair versus Santana Garrett. We go to the ring. Out first comes the number one contender, Bianca Belair. Santana was out next. Bell rings and Belair immediately runs through Garrett. Belair quickly, Big A's unloading with punches and stomps. Belair has a back elbow springboard moonsault in the middle of the ring. Belair keeps control and hits a glam slam into the turnbuckle. Belair follows up and hits a KOD for the squash win. After the match, Belair stands tall as the music plays. Belair takes the mic, says she's not happy with NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley going to Raw to confront Charlotte Flair and wrestle Sarah Logan, acting like Belair doesn't exist. And like they don't have a match to take over Portland on Sunday, Belair issues a warning to Ripley about Sunday's match, but the music interrupts. Out comes Ripley to the ring. Ripley takes the mic and promises she's not looking past Belair. She's looking right at her. And to take her over on Sunday, she's going to run right through Belair. Belair swings, but Ripley dodges it. Belair continues and drops Ripley with a KOD in the middle of the ring. Belair stands over Ripley, dances and flings her hair around as the music hits, and announces hype Belair versus Ripley at TakeOver. Another look at Bruiserweight trying to get the Dusty Classic Trophy to Portland. Riddle has a bright idea of sticking the cup onto a private jet. We see them pushing the trophy into a small luggage compartment near the back of the jet. Riddle shuts the door on them, and Dune wasn't expecting that. The Bruiserweights are now locked in the luggage area of the jet. Dune asks Riddle who this jet belongs to, and we see Triple H walking across the runway. Bruiserweights are headed to Portland, hiding in Triple H's jet. Back to commercial. Back for the break, we see an intense Tommaso Ciampa backstage. Talks about his last year and some serious words for NXT champion Adam Cole ahead of Sunday TakeOver main event. Adam Cole versus Kushida. Well, up next for tonight's main event. Now first comes Adam Cole for the non-title match. Kushida's out next. Looking for revenge after Undisputed Era dumped him into a trash can last week. The bell rings and they lock up. Cole takes it to the ropes. Slowly breaks, but Kushida goes on the offensive, taking Cole down and grounding him. They tackle him and Cole rolls to the floor. Kushida with a drop kick through the ropes to send Cole back down. Morrow says Cole is on his own tonight as NXT Tag Team Champions Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish are on their way to Portland, and Roderick Strong is in no shape to help. Cole turns around on the outside and whips Kushida in the barrier. Kushida ends up pulling Cole into an armbar on the floor as the referee counts. Kushida brings it back in and comes off the top to deck Cole. Kushida works on the arm some more, sending Cole back down. Kushida with a big kick while Cole is on his knees. Kushida with more focus on the arm. Another kick to keep Cole down. Cole blocks the same arm move and ends up on the apron. Kushida knocks Cole from the apron to the floor with a handspring. Cole counters but misses and then levels Kushida, dropping him on the floor. And then Cole clutches his arm as we go back to commercial with Kushida down on the floor. Back for the break, Kushida runs over Cole with elbows in the ring. Kushida with a big handspring, back elbow off the ropes. More back and forth. Kushida with a big drop kick while the fans chant his name. Cole fights back and goes up top again. Kushida with another handspring. This time double knees while Cole is up top. Kushida goes up top, but Cole fights him down. Kushida runs back up, but Kushida nails a big diving DDT into a cross arm breaker from the top. Fans pop big for the move. Cole goes right to the top to break the hold. They're both down now as the referee checks on them as the fans rally. Kushida charges, focuses on Cole's hurt left arm. They tangle and Kushida avoids the kick. He hits one of his own. Cole dodges the hoverboard lock and then nails a Shining Wizard for a close 2 count in the middle of the ring. They go on and trade strikes in the middle of the ring. Kushida kicks. Cole rocks Kushida but runs into a forearm. Cole with a bicycle kick. Kushida more offense himself. Cole comes back with a Ushigoroshi. Cole drives Kushida down again, but Kushida kicks out at 2. Cole misses the last shot. Cole blocks an Okada roll with a big kick for another close 2 count. More back and forth as fans rally for both. Cole goes for the Panama surprise, but Kushida counters and catches him with a hoverboard lock. Cole looks to break the hold, but Kushida repositions and tightens it up. Cole resists as the referee checks on him. More back and forth with pin attempts now. Finally get up, and Kushida kicks Cole back into ropes. Kushida with a Kawada kick to the head now. Kushida ends up going for one more handspring attack, but Cole levels him with a kick for another 2 count. Cole corners right back with the last shot for the pin and the win. After the match, music hits as Cole takes his title. Stand tall. We go to replays. Cole has his arm raised and poses with the NXT title as tomorrow marks the 256th day of his title reign. Music in the rush out comes from Monster Ciampa. Cole stares Ciampa down from the ring as he slowly marches down the ramp. Ciampa takes his time, but finally enters the ring as Cole looks on. Music stops and some fans are chanting for Cole. Fan chant Psycho Killer. Louder for Ciampa now. Ciampa circles Cole and stares at the title on his shoulder. They face off in the middle of the ring as Cole holding the title next to their heads. Ciampa says he will take his life back and take over Portland on Sunday. Cole says that will happen over his dead body. Take over Portland, go home edition of NXT goes off the air with challenger and champion facing off in the middle of the ring. And that concludes my results for this week's NXT, AEW, NWA Power, MLW. Thanks again. Peace out. See you over here. If you don't know, just come, brothers and sisters.